Welcome back to another video. So this video is another Destiny video because I make Destiny content. So today, as you can see, we're looking at Titan Exotics. I'm going to list the top 10-ish Titan Exotics, and I got a few honorable mentions here and there, but top 10-ish. Number 1, Cures of the Falling Star. This is probably the greatest Titan Exotic for Thunder Crash specifically, because without this, Thunder Crash is effectively useless. What this does, if you don't know, it greatly increases your impact damage, and the farther you fly before hitting them, you get a bigger overshield. So on top of diving in, you also get protection afterwards. This is, I have it on my character, I can show you. This is one of my favorite exotics. I haven't changed the mods yet, but I use it really regularly. But easily one of the best Titan exotics. Now number 2, we have Phoenix Cradle. Now, I've slept on this thing for a long time. If you know, you know. If you don't, you should try it out. But Phoenix Cradle, what it does is, when you're using solar, anything you do to create a sunspot also gives it to your teammates. It gives them solar restoration, and they get Soul Invictus, which what Soul Invictus does, I can go back over here and show you. Soul Invictus, solar ability blows, Hammer of Soul impacts, and defeating scorched targets makes a sunspot. Your abilities regenerate faster, and your super drains slower while standing in a sunspot, so it helps you as well. Sunspots apply Scorch, and deal damage to targets inside. Entering a sunspot applies Restoration. So they get Restoration, and I want to say it's ability regeneration, which is very cool to have, helps your teammates a lot. That is such a good exotic. I run that also very frequently. Number 3, I'm actually wearing right now, Syntheseps. Syntheseps is easily one of the better exotics. It and Worm God, which I have on here as 2, so I'll just lump it in with this. What they both do effectively is this buffs your melee damage. Synthos does. It buffs your melee damage, just flat rate when you're surrounded, but it also increases your lunge range and super damage. So this is good to pair with like Sunbreaker, Big Hammer, or Thunder Crash, or Striker. It should work with Stasis as well, if you do want to do that, because it is a melee super. And then Worm God, what it does, melee kills increase melee damage, additional kills extend the duration and increase the effect. So it stacks 5 times for big boy damage. I think they fixed this working with solar, but otherwise it's very powerful. Syntheseps, same kind of thing. The only reason I'm using Syntheseps over Worm God is because I find Syntheseps to be a little bit more consistent than I do Worm God. Now, next exotic we have on our list here, Eustasis fans, or not Stasis, you Sentinel fans, you're gonna know. Helm of Saint 14, insane. I almost feel like it's a must if you're gonna run the bubble, because if you're gonna run the bubble, having it is insane. Any target that enters it is blinded, and then when you pass into it, you get a void overshield, and it also happens when you're holding the shield up, it'll blind nearby targets. So it blinds them if they come in, and you get overshield, which if you're not wearing the helmet, you do not keep it when you go out of the bubble. But this causes it to where you do keep it when you leave the bubble. But also, I have to bring it up, this ornament is fucking amazing. Like, this is such a good ornament. But, yeah, that is number 4. Now, number 5 is another exotic that I use very regularly. Heart of Inmost Light. This is hands down probably the best exotic in the game for Titans. Using an ability with any of them empowers the other 2. When they're empowered, they have faster regen, and your melee and grenade, if it's one of the empowered, they do more damage. Your barricade will get more HP. This is insane to run with any build. It is like a staple of being a Titan, having that on. And with Arc, this is insane, because your abilities are all really fast anyways, thanks to Arc and how it works. But Heart of Inmost Light is probably one of the best exotics in the game for Titan. Easily, hands down. Now, next on our list, we have Lion Rampant. This one's more of a niche one, but there's some encounters where, like, you want to have this movement from these. Gives you additional in-air mobility and enables hipfire while in the air, which is pretty good. And it also gives you, I want to say it's 70 in-air effectiveness to all weapons while hipfiring. So while hipfiring with these, You have around 70, I think if you use Sunfire, or not Sunfire, was it Sunfire? While you're using Skyburner, sorry, not Sunfire, Skyburner's Oath, you have 100% inner accuracy. And so with these, they're good for mobility, but also for Skyburners, and you can be essentially an AC 130. And that's a build that I'll run sometimes. It's pretty fun. It's got some pretty neat ornaments. I like this one the most. Looks like a kind of a Gundam style. But yeah, that's about it for that one. Now, back to our honorable mentions. Or on to our honorable mentions, sorry. We have Crest of Alpha Loopy. This one is, you can use it in Crucible, but it's more so for like high-end content. You generate additional orbs of power from supers, a healing pulse, and you get a healing pulse when your barricade's activated. So you get low health, throw it up, get a burst of healing, protect yourself / teammates, and you get some more health if you need it. So it can be good in high-end, or any content really. But this one's very, very powerful. And I feel like it's slept on more than it should be, just because of things like Mask of the Quiet One exist, One-Eyed for Crucible players, Lorelei until it was nerfed. It's not as good, but it's still pretty powerful. But yeah, after that we have Peregrine Greaves. This one is more so leaning towards the Crucible side. But all of your bashes, whether it's Seismic, Hammer Strike, or the Shield Bash, have bonus damage while in the air. And then this also gives you a little bit of airborne effectiveness. But this thing moves your shoulder bash damage. It basically doubles it almost. I think it's like a 50-75% increase to damage while you're in the air. So you can go from like 30k damage to like 70. It's very, very good, very powerful. I don't use them too often, but I know a few of my friends love to run these and just bash people. And in Crucible, it makes your bashes one-shot again. So if you are a Crucible Goblin, these, if you're a Titan, because they will bash people into oblivion. And this last one, I don't see a lot of people talking about it very often, but Antaeus Wards. Now, what I learned about these recently is, like, other than improving your slide after sprinting gives you that reflector, right? It reflects all incoming projectiles, and you can aim them, sorta, kinda. But, so, Nova Bomb flies at you, reflect it, Blade Barrage, reflect it, Golden Gun, reflect it. Anything that can be thrown as a projectile can be reflected. But I learned the other day is if you slide into a Titan barricade in Crucible, you can slide through it and not take any damage at all. So this prevents barricade from basically being effective. If you want to push them with a shotgun, throw these little guys on, slide right through their barricade, and punch the fuck out of them. You just send them, well, probably shotgun them, but punch them anyways, send a message. And then the last one on our list is Precious Scars. Now, I don't have this one yet, but one of my friends runs this, like, basically always. Final blows from weapons with the damage type massing your subclass create a burst of energy healing you, or create a burst of healing around you, so if they're close enough, your teammates will get healed. And then after reviving or being revived, you gain an aura that provides overshield to you or nearby allies. This thing is insane in Crucible because you get an aura that overshields you guys while you're running around. And then also, the burst of healing when you get revived can help be super cool and high-end content. Ornament's alright. I'm not a fan of it, but it's alright. But this exotic is absolutely insane. It's the only one I don't have, sadly. But, this is a must for, like, any Titans. This is, like, up there with, this is up there with Curious and with, which one was it? Oh, Heart. Curious and Heart. This is up there with both of them. This thing is insane, and you need to be running it if you're a Titan doing, like, high-end content or anything with any sort of difficulty, because this will come in clutch. But, yeah. Thank you for tuning into the video. I hope you like my list. Let me know of some others I should add or change on this list. Thank you for tuning into the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.